when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's always orang bilang you're dealing with risk out there, and most of the entrepreneurs that I know, and they are risk takers, but they love to learn at the same time. And they say first you learn, and then after that you remove the L, right? The rest you just look and observe. Yeah. I don't know how many of you here wish to be entrepreneurs once you graduate, but I've known even in Pitchborneo last year, ada students from final year students from vocational, not vocational, polytechnic, two of them who won 20K punya funding. Every year in Pitchborneo we have the 10 best ideas selected will win funding worth 20K to start your business. So I had somebody who have no idea when he joined Pitchborneo last, in fact this year, and then on the first day we had a one-to-one for brainstorming, and then only then he had some idea and they wanted to do some 3D animations based on their things that he likes to do. And he went to the final. He never expected to be in the final, and then at the final, he couldn't believe that he actually one of the top 10. So sometimes for entrepreneurs, you say yes first, figure out how to do it later. That's one of the attitude that some of us I think have. Some of us are waiting for a perfect moment. There will never be a perfect moment. You just have to. Orang bilang radu tetap radu saja. Okay. But are you ready to pitch? Okay. This is the thing. In pitching, expert says the first 90 seconds, you need to make the impact. Show expertise and confidence. The first 90 seconds. That is why in the first 90 seconds of your pitch, normally the judge would be able to tell whether you make it or not. But are you ready to pitch online? This is the new norm nowadays because of the COVID-19 and the pandemic. Even in Pitchborneo, we only managed to do 2 physical events. And then after that, we had to postpone. Lama-lama, we had to go for online. Yeah. Have to go online. So we started online for this year untuk Pitchborneo Run Now and Kitingan, and we were hoping to do a physical event for the final, tapi memandangkan PKPB or whatever B di belakang still on, then we have no choice but to do it online again. So it's a challenging things, especially kalau di Sabah di mana internet itu naik turun. Sometimes you have a choice only of high speed but unstable, or moderate speed but stable. Begitulah keadaan internet di Sabah. And in fact, in one of the occasions during this online ada satu peserta kami yang dia terpaksa nak pergi naik bukit dekat rumah dia just to get the connections. So challenges in doing online mostly kalau di Sabah at the moment is the connectivity. That's our main challenges. But having said that, okay, what do you need to prepare to pitch your ideas? First, of course, you need ideas. And what ideas do you have? You need to do a bit of brainstorming. And if you don't know what ideas you wanted to do, you look for a problem. Around us, banyak itu masalah-masalah di luar sana, and find a solution for it. Okay? Look for a problem, not create a problem. find a problem and find a solution for that problem and monetize it. If you can make money from that solutions, you will have basically a good business ideas. Once you have a business ideas, you need a pitch deck, or at least what sort of PowerPoint presentations atau you using other platform, keynotes or whatever. You'd have what we call a pitch deck. And then after that, either you pitch it physically or online, but the fundamentals of pitch is still the same. So let's say you already have your ideas, and if you already have your ideas, the next thing you do is how are you going to present it? And most people would use inilah PowerPoints, or you have other method, other ways of presenting it. That's also okay. But then again, you need to have orang bilang effective PowerPoints, not just a presentation, tapi effective PowerPoints. What I mean by effective PowerPoints is the moment you click, the judges would know that that's a very good idea. Yeah. Or at least, if your idea is so and so, don't make your presentations bikin boring. Kalau orang kita bilang bikin garigitan. So I'm going to share you some tips as well how to do effective PowerPoints. The first thing you need to remember is PowerPoints is just another platform for you to tell your story. So you always have to think, okay, what do you want them to see? What do you want the people to see? It's your idea. Okay, how do you make it easier for them to understand? Okay. It's a storyline. So when you talk about story, that means we would have sets of introductions and then the body and all that format. And always present it from the perspective of the audience. Jangan bilang siok sendiri. Yeah. Okay. So the basic presentations outline macam juga what you learn, I think, out there, how to do your essays or other things. It has that outline yang senang untuk orang ikut. Okay, the introductions and then the content of it, and then the summary. That's it. Basically kau bagi tahu apa kau mau bagi tahu, dan kau bagi tahu, lepas tu kau bagi tahu apa yang sudah kau bagi tahu. That's the basic presentation outline. You miss out satu, susah untuk orang faham. Yeah. Imagine if you're going to a movie and then kalau lambat masuk ataupun dia siman yang terus tengah-tengah sudah. So you get confused. The judges will get confused. So follow this outline. Introductions is very important. In your opening, then you must be able to make the judges understand what are you going to pitch. Okay, the whole general ideas. And in pitch body sini pun ada point ini, what we call the general ideas. Okay, so basically it's in introductions. When you start, introductions of yourself. Okay, your name is so and so, our idea is this. And some people mungkin pakai nama yang canggih-canggih sudah as a branding. For example, my idea is Mama's Care. There was one last time, dia punya idea. My idea is Mama's Care. So Mama Care could be anything. Kan? It could be a place or platform or a center to look after mothers, It could be or the other way around, yang mothers yang look after somebody. But in that description too, my idea is memakai a center for new mothers, to look after new mothers for a month, confinement center. So you need to explain in brief. Kalau kau gunakan perkataan canggih-canggih for your idea, you need to explain in brief. There's another one this year, dorang punya idea atur. Okay. Our idea is atur apa ini kan? So idea atur, and then there's a short description sana to tell the judges in general what it is. Okay, it's an online platform to make it convenient for people to organize events. So dorang tahu sudah. They have that in the first beginning, the judges would understand what are you going to pitch. So when you talk about the rest, it's easier for them to take it up and understand. Your closing remark, normally at this level, kan, you want to remind them back of how good is the idea, or basically you make them feel like they lose a good opportunity if they do not invest in you. Okay, if they do not invest in you, okay, get your commitment to move forward. Now, so you have the outline sudah, you need to put it on your slides. And ramai orang yang dia punya slides kan terlampau, well, ada a few things di sana lah. So you don't pay attention to boring things. So kau bayangkan kalau kau punya slides itu boring, you don't really get a good marks from the judges. Sudah boring bikin maradang lagi, that would be an effect. So remember this one. You don't want to annoy the judges because of your PowerPoint. You have good ideas, but you have annoying PowerPoint, it will affect the points. And the first thing is over 62%. You can read it yourself. Okay? And then sometimes ada yang dia punya teks terlampau kecil. When you prepare slides kan, you can see even size 8, size 12 punya font because you're in front of your computer. Tapi once you put it on projector and the judges are 20 feet away, susah untuk lo nampak. Yeah? And then the color choice, another one. Yeah. Yang ayat-ayat ada yang macam buat essay. They call it PowerPoints because you only need to put points, bukan full sentences. Yeah, that's another almost 40%. And those who love to do animation, janganlah terlampau banyak do grafik ya. And also overly complex diagram means yang you only wanted to put yang the end result, but you take up the whole diagram to put there. There is no point. Okay. Crop it, use the end result, put the reference. That will be the best. So we give you these 3 rules to do your PowerPoint. If you can follow these 3 rules, at least kau punya PowerPoint tidak bikin maradang. One is the text. Kalau contrast and images. Okay, let's look at text. 20 feet away also, itu size font yang kamu pakai masih boleh baca lagi. Okay. This is a minimum font size 20, and you can click it sana. And the font style pun, serif or sans serif, because ini punya font style yang senang kena baca. Your main point of pitching is to deliver your information, your messages. So kalau boleh, the moment you click your PowerPoint, the moment you click your slides, they can easily see and read before you open your mouth. So the information sudah di sana. Kalau yang terlampau kaligraf semua tu, you leave it at the thank you note. So use size minimum 20 and font style yang senang dibaca. Color contrast bikin sakit mata kalau kau punya background and your images or letters is almost the same color. So you stop doing that and use not more than 4 colors. Images, why is it important? Effectiveness in delivering information. So, picture bit text anytime. Sebagai contoh yang macam di sini kan menampak ni, always an eyesight. It will take time for people to read semua itu, the informations there, and then one with just a simple image and a short text, I see you. It delivers the same information, but which one you'll catch faster? Of course, the one with the image. There's another thing. You want the judges to remember your pitch. So use text and images combinations. It's important that if there are 30 people there pitching in one day and you're the first one, well, attractive is one, but paling kurang tidak bikin maradang lah. If you follow the 3 basic rules, you'd be okay. This is one of our winner recently, and they have to pitch online. And for online pitch, for them, because of connectivity problem, we did not arrange for, oops. What happened? Okay, we did not arrange for, we do not arrange for live pitch online lah. But what we did was, we asked them to do a pitch video, because we don't want like technical things or connectivity problems happens during the 5 minutes punya pitch. So we asked them to do a pitch video. So the 5 minutes punya pitch video, and judges had 2 days to look at 24 5 minutes punya pitch video. So the interesting part was they have become creative in their pitch video. So, are you ready to pitch online? Things that you need to do to prepare kalau if you're online is this. Okay. A laptop with, of course, kau punya webcam and all that, two-way communications, and of course, kalau I would say, of course, internet, but sometimes we cannot help with the connectivity punya challenges here in Sabah. I hope that would improve. Okay. Connect to your power source sedia. Nanti halfway we do pitch habis bateri, so Wi-Fi is highly recommended. Kalau yang hotspots tu sometimes there's yang pada cut off or unstable, or even in my Unify pun giving problem. So use of smartphone is not really recommended because they will overheat after long hours. You can overheat, especially when you go for one day punya webinar or so on. And then you're recommended to download a platform that being used. For us, we use Zoom, and then log in early, like 15 minutes before. Okay, this is one of the part that you need to take up when you're preparing for online pitch. Okay, technical setup for us lah. And this would be a very good reference kalau any of the organizers they're going for online pitch kan. This is technical setups that we did for, let's say for Zoom, you'd have your main host and then There'll be behind the scenes punya crew juga. During mentoring, we have breakout rooms, and of course the participants, and there are 3 judges in the district level and 4 judges at the final. This was each one punya setup. And for us during the pitch punya event, what we did was we group all the judges in one place. First, they get to interact, okay, with each other, rather than if they're pitching at their home, or they're listening to the pitch at their home. And the second thing is, if any technical issues there, it's centralized, that we can, our technical team will be able to attend as soon as possible, or at that time, rather than kalau ada technical issues masing-masing with the judges in different places, it would be a nightmare. So we would recommend, kalau Sabah especially kan, that when it comes to online judging, all the judges put up in one place. Okay, put up in one place, and the technical and admin in one place, and only those yang pitching online though they share a screen lah. Okay. So, but what is pitching? Once you have your idea done, okay, your slides done, and then now you need to present it, and you have your all device or equipment set up. How do you pitch? You need to understand the idea of pitching in the first place. It's not simple like presenting paperwork. Okay, it is one. When you present paperwork, maybe you are given half an hour or 45 minutes or even 1 hour. But when it comes to pitch, normally they're a very short period, 5 minutes. If you pitch a share live wire, it'll be 3 minutes. It is basically, it's a skill, yeah, yang you need to convince a group of judges or investors to give you funding. It's an art, it's a skill, yeah, and there are many ways to do it. What I give here is only the basic, but of course you have to satisfy with your good slides at the same time, and then how you pitch. And do not simply depend on your good idea. Orang sometimes overconfident because they think they have good ideas. When it comes to pitch, kalau kau salah pitch the same idea, the good idea will turn sour, bad. Yeah. And even if the same idea given to another person to pitch, the result will be different. The same idea pitched differently will give different results. And normally, of course, yeah, you pitch for funding. Like Arnab Village, I was giving example about Arnab Village. Arnab Village, they pitched 2 kali, 2015 and 2016. Okay, 2016 got the 20,000, and he started what used to be the hobby as a business. Okay. And so we started to channel the funding though. In 2017, in fact, from just a 20,000, they improved their places for the rabbits. With the boom of the tourism industry, 2017 he made 300,000. Yeah. And then 2018, the business hits 1 million. So anything can happen with just a 20K. And now he already opened up Tawau. Badly hit with the COVID-19, but I think hopefully he will get up again with the support of the local tourism industries coming up next. Now, always presents from the investor's point of view, POV. Jangan yang kau shock sendiri. What do you think the judges wanted to see, the investors wanted to see? And I've seen some pitch yang diorang terlampau shock promote diorang punya diri sendiri just because they have so many followers on Facebook or other social medias, and they got hooked. In the 5 minutes, 3 minutes talk about themselves and forgot to talk about the business. Okay. Pitch your business, not pitch yourself or pitch your product. Two different things, three different things. Yeah. Pitch your business. Some people kalau yang ada products tu, they tend to orang terlebih shock on the product itself, so you're like selling a product. You're not selling a product, you're selling a business. So pitch your business, not pitch your products. Yeah? So look at it from the investors' points of view. So many times in pitch bonio, a simple ideas won. Okay? And you can see it from the beginning, even from the pitch. Macam ada satu ni anti sudah dari Ranau, tidak tahu pakai PowerPoint or anything, and the sister had to help. Ya, dia ada sister dia untuk tolong dia buat PowerPoint and the way she wants it. But when she pitch, kamu boleh nampak dia punya kesungguhan di sana. Okay. And that passion is out there to do the business that the judges can see. Yang diorang pun confident, wow, if I give you the 20K, memang jadi in business, begitu bang. So sometimes it's not how good your ideas or how good you are, but how bad you really want it. Yeah, how bad you really want it. So let's start with a simple pitch. We call it elevator pitch. And this may happen to you yang kau terjumpa somebody, let's say like Tony Fernandez in a lift. What are you going to say? It's an opportunity. And how do you introduce yourself? If you're entrepreneurs and you want to get into Asia punya business, let's say you have products that mungkin boleh jual di Asia, kan? How do you introduce yourself? Of course, you need to introduce siapa nama kau and what do you do, what makes you unique, because you only have less than 60 seconds. But don't worry, I give you some simple script penada juga. And this was given by Vince Tan. Vince Tan is one of the leading digital marketer in Malaysia and probably around Asia as well. He was the first one yang ada, I think, managed to get an internet connection in Malaysia and did other wonderful things. So I followed one of his program before, a world class and world entrepreneurs masterclass for one whole week, and this is one of the scripts they bagi, a simple one. Hi, my name is so and so from what company today, and then you mention the problem. Okay. Always mention the even in the pitch, always mention the problem first. You highlight the problem, then you give the solutions. Okay. So at company we are doing this, which is that you provide the solutions for the problem, and we already have show some tractions there. How far have you gone, and then where you want to go. But we're seeking funding of this much. Okay. Things that would get them to orang bilang interested immediately yang kalau tidak bagi number pun terus dia meminta gitu. So get them to be interested in you. The point about elevator pitch is dangling the carrot. Kasih umpan dia supaya senang untuk kau dapat the next appointment. He may even give you a card here. Ini kan saya, kan? You can make an appointment to see me and let's look at the whole thing. Ini in bahasa Malaysia. Some of you may want to have a look at it or write it up or copy or screenshot. My sound still okay? Audible?
Yes, boss. Masih okay.
Okay. Ini macam routine. Every now and then more check. Okay. Now, what do you need to have in your pitch? The same thing yang macam outline of the structures I given earlier. For this one, this is what we have in Pitch Borneo, and we also use this as a mentoring guidelines. Senang untuk kami mentor orang. General description, you must be able to tell the judge what are you going to pitch, and of course pitch the value propositions. You want to know more about value proposition, you can Google it. I have another course that called BMC, you can follow that one. I might start online BMC course very soon for very small fee. Okay, and what is the innovation? Innovation is penting. Yeah, if you do not innovate, you'll die. Macam Nokia dulu, one of the famous handphones at that time. When smartphone comes in with all the other extra features, they did not jump into it directly. So ketinggalan. Yeah, all the iPhones and Samsung comes in. And of course, your product or services, they look into that. You need to explain a bit about your product and services. Customer validations. Ini kalau yang sudah commercialized, maybe you'd have tractions or trends of or records of berapa order kamu sudah, kan? Or if you don't have, then do a survey. Apa pendapat customer? Would they validate your idea? Would they be interested to have your products or services? Kan? And of course, ini business model. Business model, basically how you make money. Boleh untung kan tidak? The investors will look at, wow, this is a very viable product, so you can show that ada scalability dia dan memang menguntungkan di sana. And the other thing is you need to show your executions. Meaning, if you're given the funding today, kau boleh start terus atau tidak? Can you execute or implement the business ideas? Or will it take another few years because tiada teknologi dia sekarang? And or will it take until the recovery of the tourism industry baru kau boleh start atau tidak? So have this in mind when you prepare your pitch. This is basically how you arrange it. Kalau dalam Pitch Borneo is you normally start with the problems or the issues, and then what is your solutions. A bit about the products and services, about value propositions. Then customer likes it or not. You show some customer validation. Then you see business model, how you make money. Investment, why you need the funding. The impact if you have the funding. Okay. Saya punya princess mana sudah. And then closing, closing remark. I call this pitch on your canvas. Now, when you pitch to VCs are venture those angels investors or venture capitalists. Excuse me. Things that they're very sensitive with, and of course the elevator pitch that get them excited. Yeah. What's your problem solution? So it's the same. The market size, how big, so that they can look at the expand it, how it can expand, scale up. If it's a technology based things, how do you do it, and push your designer and all that, your competitors and all that. So basically the things is about the same. Okay? Problems and solution, how you make money. Now, this is the golden circle, started by Apple, in fact. Normally, apa yang we normally find is car salesman's pitch. You know? Bila kau masuk pergi showroom, any showrooms, the salesmen normally apa doang buat? They'll lift up the hood, casting you kau about the kereta, kan? They will tell you about the engines, the size of the rim, the dashboard, the leather seats, everything of what about the product, what is the car. And then after that, they'll explain how you can get it, how you can apply for the loan and not. And the why factor sometimes never really mentioned. The chances of them to close the sales. If I'm somebody who have already 10 cars of the same model, they pergi sana and they explain the thing, I don't think I will buy, because I don't have a reason to buy. When it comes to pitch nowadays, it should be the other way around. You start with a why, how and what. If you look at Apple punya strategies, you look at dia punya advertisement, it's about, it hits on your lifestyle. They gives you a reason why you should have the next iPhone. They gives you a reason to own it. Walaupun kau sudah ada iPhone, but they give you a reason yang, wah, kalau saya tidak ambil ini, saya macam ketinggalan. So the next thing you do, I must upgrade. Then they tell you how you can get it. When you go to all the telco punya centers, only then they explain you all the features. What are the features? How you buy, how you get this plan and that plan. So it's from why they give you a reason to buy. Then you will go and find where is the shop, how to go there, and what are the plan, what are the features. Sana baru kau kena tunjuk all the features of the iPhone, sort of, kan. But sudah balik ke rumah, bukan kau tahu juga tu. Explore and pakai semua. As long as you can message and know that and take photos and put in social medias and receive a call or whatever, you're fine with it. What makes you buy in the first place? They give you the reason. And normally they hit from the lifestyle, not from the features of the products, not from the what. So the same thing, when you pitch, you start with a why. Give them a reason to give you the funding, because these problems need to be solved immediately. That is why we start with issues, and then your ideas as solutions. A reason to start the business, a reason to start to get the funding is there, and then how you do it, and then what would be the impact. So that is the same flow of the pitch. When you pitch your ideas, either online ka, offline ka, the golden circle rules applies. Most people get hooked up. When you hook up with telling the judges how good your product is and all the features, you actually stuck with the what and not pitching as a business. Okay, you're pitching a product so that you're selling a product. You don't do that. When it comes to idea pitch, you start with the why. There you go. Make your why strong. Okay. Use your emotions to pitch, not pitch with your emotions. Ya. Ada yang bingung-bingung apa macam ba ito? Macam lebih kurang sama. Okay? Use your emotions to pitch. Meaning, okay, you have to be in control of your emotions. Yeah? Emotions here is your energy. Okay, your energy, how your tone of voice pun ada sana, it's all there. Tapi bila kau nangis-nangis sudah macam begging minta kasihan to get the funding, that is you pitch with your emotion. Emotions get control your mind sudah. Okay? It should be you controlling the emotions. Use your emotions to pitch. From the tone of your voice, the judges can tell. From how you emphasize things, the judges can tell. Kau punya semangat sana, they can see your passions from there because of the emotions that build up. Yeah? Not yang begging to get the funding. That is emotions that took over your ideas. Yeah? So use your emotions of pitch. And the other thing about emotions is people buy because of emotions. Huh? People buy because of emotions. If you, kalau siapa yang selalu beli bunga ros itu, I think tahu harga dia. Kalau satu kuntum bunga ros mau berapa harga kan? Berapa? 3-4 ringgit? Or so on, satu kuntum. But how much does it cost for one stalk of rose during Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day saja satu kuntum pun ada yang sampai 20 ringgit. But people buy. And in fact, the sales during that time even more. Why? People buy because of emotion. There's emotion attached to it. Mahal pun orang beli. So the same thing. Use your emotions when you pitch. They will buy. Same thing lah here. Never let your emotions overpower your intelligence. So you must always be in control. Kau bayangkan if you really have a very good ideas but you're not showing the passion for it kan? To investors pun rasa macam boleh kah dia ni kasih jalan ni idea. So no matter how good is your idea, but you don't have the emotion shown there and everything else, the passion for it kan, you won't get the funding. It's hard to get the funding. So remember this one. Don't be yang monoton saja. Okay. And a little bit more to add up for your emotions and passions is this. Your body speaks. This is important because before you open your mouth, the judges already be able to tell you, to read you. Yeah? To read you. Whether you online ka, offline, it's still the same. It's still the same. Yeah? Body language is important. One of it is because of this. Yeah. Sometimes, and especially kalau connectivity is a problem, then body language started to become very, very important. Because that could be the only way to communicate. And it is used to like directly placement of words or reinforce the words. This is where your passion and emotions shown. Okay? When you say something like strong, it's different when you put it with emotions, with your body language. Strong. it has a lot of effect, positive effect, especially to the judges. There you go. Mirror inner emotions and attitude when you have that body language. And the other thing is, of course, 93% of your message is actually in your body language. Because sometimes when you say some things, and when you say some things, but your body language tells other things, they will look at the body language to look. 55% body language. The verbal is actually only 7%. Even your tone of voice already carry 38%. So imagine when you pitch, how would you convince the judges? Like I said, kalau the same idea pitched by different person would give different result. Even though kena type lah the same text, one person present, the other person present with the same text, it will give different result because they would have different voice tone, they would have different body language. So it will give different result. Whether you pitch online ataupun offline in physical form, even in physical lagi lah nampak semua kan. At least online you maybe only half body. So if you pitch offline where the judge is right in front of you, remain calm. Okay. Tarik nafas dulu. I know you get nervous. Some, in fact, more than 90% of our participants can first time public speaking. You actually speaking in public when you pitch, but we don't really talk about that because we want them to focus on their pitch. So even though they're speaking in public for the first time, but when you have passions for your ideas, you'll be all the way. Okay, the nervousness is slightly less. Okay, and of course you're nervous. Why do you nervous? Because of your heartbeat started to. So how do you do it? You need to control the source, your heartbeat. You need to calm it down. The best would be breathing exercise. Tarik nafas, hembus pelan-pelan. So you will calm down your heartbeat. Once your heartbeat rate turun sudah, then you get less nervous, then you can speak clearly. Okay. Some people memang dia cakap laju, so you need to control a bit. Okay. Some people, okay, yang automatically memang slow talker, you need to up a bit because when you pitch, normally there is a time limit, 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay. Language, kalau di Sabah, normal lah, English or Malay or mix Sabah style. What the judges can understand. Use of equipment, kalau ada, some of them come with samples or prototypes, and there you go. Your body language tells everything. The judges can tell if you're lying or not telling the truth. Same lah. Tone of voice, 38%. Pitch here meaning kau punya frequency or pitch of your voice. Bukan pitch as the idea. Ada orang yang high pitch, ada yang low pitch. So possible, if you are high pitch, possible if you try to practice and kasih their low pitch a bit. Because according to studies, those with low pitch punya tone of voice are more convincing daripada yang high pitch. Kalau terlampau high pitch lagi, bikin sakit telinga, it's annoying sudah, kan? So you have to control that one. And of course your voice, volume. Ada yang memang dia lahir with built-in amplifier, kan? Kalau dia bersuara dari tingkat bawah, kau sudah boleh dengar walaupun kau di tingkat 4. So some people have that besar dia punya speaker built in. So you need to practice to stabilize, equalize all that. Yeah? Jangan terlampau cepat. And of course, quality of it, it depends on the audio kadang-kadang, and we are facing a lot of this problem when it goes to online lah. Articulations, the clarity, setiap sebutan itu macam mana, ya. So pilihlah words yang simple, yang senang untuk disebut, jangan yang terbelit lidah kalau mau disebut semua. Ya, articulations is important, because the most important thing overall is itu juri faham apa yang kau mau pitch. There you go. It's not what you say, but how you say, how you deliver it. It's important. The same thing, the same idea pitch differently will give different result. Okay. After you do all the pitch, normally there'll be Q&A, facing the sharks. This is our actual setup during the final. So kami ada 4 juri, so all the judges there, so the participants pitch online for the Q&A. Sebab juri sudah tengok dorang punya pitch videos. So during the last part of the pitch, which is the Q&A, we put all the judges together. Okay. Under the new SOP, so masing-masing punya meja. Q&A sometimes kills your chances to get the funding. Okay, and it happens. Ada yang sebab dia punya pitch boleh tahan sudah very good, and there'll be a chance to really hit the top 10 and get 20K. When it comes to the Q&A, sana yang mati. Okay, sana yang mati. So one of the classic examples that we had in the time when kami masih buat Sabah Good Ideas, ya, dia punya pitch memang tip-top sudah, ya, tip-top sudah, and the person was pitching something about fabric design to promote Sabah punya native design, things like that. Okay? And then when it comes to Q&A, and this was the last part, Q&A, the first few, okay. The last part, when the judges tanya, if you get the 20K, what would you do? In the early days when we started, when you get the questions like that, kau punya chances memang tinggi sudah, Pak. Okay? So what would you do if you get a 20K? And the person simply said, I want to buy stock. And I can see the judges punya muka kan macam a bit disappointed with that answer. If you come to a business speech competitions, kan, and you tell the judges, if I get the funding, I just want to buy stocks. Then sooner or later we'll get those kedai-kedai runcit nanti pitch sama kami, woi bagus nak ya hadiah kami ini, saya di sini untuk increase beli saya punya stok saja barang-barang. Defeat the purpose. If the person would have answered, I want to use that funding to invest in machineries to print the native punya motif design, kan, easily the person would have got the funding. Tapi kalau di sana kamu beli stok saja as your purpose, kadang rujit boleh datang nanti minta funding untuk beli stok saja. So be careful of how you answer the judges. But I have a few guidelines di sini. The first one, be confident. And there was an experience where the person pitched, and during the Q&A, there were questions yang tidak dapat jawab. And then dia bilang, yang betul idea ni mamak saya punya bah. Saya kena paksa aja datang ke sini. Even though it's not your idea, own it. Maybe you're the person presenting the company or whatever to pitch the ideas. Own the idea as if it is yours. Okay, own the idea. Okay. So this is where you should believe in yourself and very confident of what you're going to pitch. Don't show your weaknesses. Okay? And how you answer is as important as what you answer. Always be passionate about it. Okay? Jangan yang nampak bila kau jawab yang macam tiada tenaga. Yeah, no energy. So judges pun macam lose confidence nanti. Okay, and use the Q&A to answer something important that came up in the pitch and was not resolved. So some of them after they punya thank you punya slides kan, we normally advise them, okay, if there is anything that you want to highlight on, let's say more other informations, you put behind. Jadi bila time Q&A dia klik saja. So there are more informations there. Always smiles, of course. Don't jump too fast to answers. Listen carefully to what the judges wanted to say. Nanti kau salah jawab pula. Okay, this one is selalu masih lagi saya dapat. You only have a few minutes, and whatever you say that doesn't really give a point, better don't say it. Macam bila judges tanya question, that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. Already a few seconds left, but do you get points on that? No. So try to avoid that every time. Okay? Directly answer the questions by the judges, even though you feel that it's a good questions. But sometimes people use that to buy time to think of what are they going to answer. It's a good technique, maybe politically, but when it comes to the time limit for you to answer directly to the questions offered by the judges. Okay. Look at the person who asked the question and try to read their facial. Tengok ada apa emotions on their face that you can detect. Take advantage of that. If there were judges that were emotionally touched by your story, kasih tambah lagi. Ya, tambah lagi. Okay. Okay, the other thing, kalau kamu tidak tahu, if you're not sure or you don't have any answers for the judges' questions, jangan main timbang. Because nowadays judges are very fast to Google. So if your facts wrong, habis will cost you dearly. Better admit that you don't know, but of course you'll give hope that it's being resolved. You're trying to find out the best solution for it, or you'll find out the answer and it can get back to you. Yeah. Honesty is one of the elements that people look into when they want to be in business with you. Okay, so if you don't know, just say you don't know and give a hope by saying that you're going to find out more about it. Right. So that's it with my presentations, and if we have time, we can do with some Q&A. Yeah, back to Suhaili.
That's all untuk hari ini. Once again, I would like to Share thank you to our pitch master, Mr. Saverinus, to spending his time walaupun agak challenging working from home kan. Menampak sendiri juga macam mana. And then you can find dia punya Facebook. Dalam Facebook dia ada event ni, dia akan bagi tahu apa nama Facebook dia. You can ask directly di sana pun boleh juga. And then thank you very much to all the participants today.